Cranberries are a native fruit to North America. They're only one of 3 fruits that were growing here before the Europeans came. There were only cranberries, blueberries, and Concord grapes here before the Europeans arrived. And so the Native Americans that lived here since, who knows how long, how many thousands of years they lived here before the Europeans, they harvested the cranberries that grew here wild in the swamps. I think everybody's here. Welcome, thank you everybody for coming. I'm Dave. This is part of my cranberry farm here. I have 80 acres of cranberries all together on our farm. I came down here after college and bought a farm. I'd worked on farms in high school, so we started small and have grown. We have farms all the way from about 5 miles down the road to the west in East Sandwich. Well, the Cape is a good place to grow cranberries because the climate is right, the soil is right, everything is just right here. I call it my Goldilocks theory. And there's no real school where you can go to learn how to grow cranberries, so I learned pretty much all on the job. And then in 1986, I met an old guy. In the 1980s, there were no such thing as a mentor. We just called him an old man. He was the old man that had the farm next door, but he became my mentor, and I bought his farm. And he really showed me a lot of things that had taken him his whole career, his whole lifetime. The water reel is the machine that knocks the cranberries loose from the vines. We flood the bogs, we run the water reel through. The water reel breaks the cranberries loose or agitates them so the cranberries float in the water. After they are knocked loose or knocked off, we'll raise the water level up, and then we'll come back in a day or so, gather them together. We call it racking or corralling when we gather them, and then we'll pump them out of the water with the big pump rig, which separates the cranberries from any leaves or other debris that's in there and pumps the clean cranberries out of the water and into the truck to go to the factory, to the processor. This is kind of a family business, a little bit of a family. I started it. My son hopefully will take over. He's involved now, so.
Well, I got into the cranberry business through birth, pretty much. Born into it. When I was growing up, I lived on about a 10-acre farm that my dad owns and operates. And then over the years, he's expanded from there. And then I started getting more into it probably about 8 years ago. We looked at a farm together. Then we purchased it about 5 years ago. And so now as partners, I play a little bit of more of a role in that bog in particular and help them out when I can at the other places.
The pandemic has really probably helped the business a little bit because everybody went into their stock up their bunker mode in the beginning. So we sold a lot of cranberry juice initially. But in a lot of ways, it hasn't affected the business much because the cranberries don't care what's going on in the world. The beauty of the crop in the natural world is that it's oblivious to what's going on in the human world. The crop grows, the cranberries grow regardless of what's going on in the world.